Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Hope you all are doing very good in your life. So let's get started to our today's topic. Our topic is class loader subsystem. If you guys didn't visited my previous videos, so you'll get confused about what is this class loader subsystem. So I'll just recap the topics which we learned in the previous session, and those are what is JVM and what are the parts of the JVM. There are three parts of the JVM. As you can see, JVM has three parts: class loader subsystem, memory area of JVM, and execution engine. So today we are learning the first part of the JVM, which is a class loader subsystem. So let's move ahead. Class loader subsystem. Actually, the name of system itself explains that it loads .class files. So, and it is responsible for three activities like loading, linking, and initialization. And linking again has three parts in it, and those are three processes in it, and those are verification, preparation, and resolution. So this is an overview of the class loader subsystem, but we will in depth we will see what is loading. Here in diagram, these are the .class files. If your student.java file will get converted into student.class file after compiling. So what our class loader subsystem will do is that it will read this student.class file or any .class file. It will read that .class file from the hard disk. Okay, so these .class files are stored in your hard disk, but your class loader subsystem will read this .class file and store them into the method area. So where it is present means this method area is present in JVM memory. So in previous part, if you can remember, in our previous part we saw that the method area is the one of the memory area of JVM. So class loader is store that .class file, read and load that .class file and store it in the method area. So all the binary information related to this .class file will be stored in the method area of the JVM. So we will see in next few minutes we will see that what is this binary information related to a .class file. So before that we'll see this one. A class loader subsystem will then create class object to represent student.class information. Okay, and this will be stored in the heap area. So see this. So this is the overall the definition of what is meant by loading, which is performed by class loader subsystem. Okay, so basically two steps are involved in loading. First, it will read .class file and store it into the method area. All the binary information related to this .class file will be stored here, and then it will create the class object to represent student.class information. Means all the student class related information will be created. And so the main point here we need to keep in mind is that it is not a student object but object of type java.lang.class type. Okay, so do not get confused. It is not student object but object of type java.lang.class type. it is a class object, not customer object. This one is a not customer object. Okay, all these are class objects. These are to keep information about whatever the class we are reading and loading in the memory area related to that class. To keep the record of class level information, we are creating class objects and storing it in the heap area. These two areas, this one is method area and this one is heap area. These both two areas are present in the JVM memory area. So I will take you to the one of the topic of the previous session, and those are here. So as you can see, method area and the heap area, these two areas are present in the memory areas of JVM. Okay, so this class loader subsystem will read and load these class files into the method area. Again, from method area it will create the class object related to respective .class file and store it into the heap area. Okay, so yeah, so we'll move ahead to the next subtopic. Okay, yeah, I hope you guys are able to see this properly. Yeah, for each class file, JVM will store the following information in method area. Okay, so as we saw here, this is the method area. So we'll see what are the information class loader will going to store in the method area. Okay, so yeah, what is this actually a binary information? In detail we will see what is the binary information related to this student class or a customer class or any other class is going to store in the method area. Okay, I made this detailed notes for you guys, so I hope this will help you. Yeah, so this information, what is the detailed information will be get stored in method area is that as I mentioned 7 points here, and these information will be get stored in the method area of the JVM memory. Fully qualified name of the loaded class. All the class related information will be stored by class loader subsystem, and those are fully qualified name of the loaded class or an interface or enum. Okay, fully qualified name of its immediate parent class. Okay, after that, whether .class file is related to class or interface or enum, it will also get stored there. The modifiers information, like is it a public, private or a protected, what is actually its modifier, that also gets stored. Variables or fields information, like how many variables it has, what are the fields it has. Methods information, so how many methods that class has, what are the names of those methods, what are the modifiers present along with that methods. All this information will be get stored in the method area by class loader subsystem. Constant pool information and so on there. Okay, so after loading .class file immediately, what JVM will do is JVM will create an object of type class to represent class level binary information on heap area. Okay, so this is the second step. First it will read and load the class file related binary information into the method area. So that binary information is like what is the name of the loaded class, what is the qualified name of its immediate parent class, whether dot class file is related to class or interface, the modifiers information, the variable information, the methods information. All this will be read and stored here. Immediately what class loader subsystem will do is it will create dot class object of type class related to that this dot class file, okay, in a heap area. So we'll see what is this class object and why we use that class object. Okay, the class object can be used by programmer to get class level information like fully qualified name of the class, parent name, method, variable information. Okay, here I pointed this note to here. Okay, so this class object to represent student class information. Okay, the class object, it is not the student object but it is a class object. Why this class object is created is to get the class level information which is related to student or which is related to customer. Okay, we have to keep this in mind. So what is the need of this class object is that to get the class level information, fully qualified name of the class, parent name, method, variable information, all this. Okay guys, hope you guys like this video. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet, and hit the bell icon present on my channel, and let's and stay tuned with my channel, so you will be notified whenever I upload the new video. Okay guys, thank you, bye bye.